My colleague, Ed Herman, passed away recently, did a very detailed review of what was known about Cambodia and the coverage of Cambodia. What we pointed out was we're drawing no conclusions about the facts. We are asking how the facts available were transmitted through the media filter. So we compared the facts that were known, what was reported, asked about what we were interested in, how the reports reflected what was known. Actually, this was one of two studies, paired, same volumes. One was the study of Cambodia, the other was the study of East Timor. Very close comparison, same area of the world, roughly the same period, about the same level of destruction. One fundamental difference. In the case of Cambodia, you could attribute it to an enemy. In the case of East Timor, we were responsible. That was the fundamental difference. So we took both cases, applied the same approach, look at the facts available, look at the interpretation and coverage. What do we conclude? Well, what we showed, I think definitively, is that in the case of Cambodia, in case of both East Timor and Cambodia, there was enormous lying and deception, but in opposite directions. In the case of Cambodia, it was to radically inflate the charges against the official enemy. Often total fabrications, and nobody cared, even though they were exposed. Case of East Timor, the opposite. Deny the facts, don't even do reporting, pretend that nothing's going on. Well, of these two cases, East Timor was obviously far more important for a very simple reason. In the case of Cambodia, there's nothing anybody could do about it. Nobody pretended you could. Case of East Timor, you could do everything about it. You could call off the crimes and atrocities because we were responsible for them. So therefore, that's morally far more significant. Well, as far as I know, there's no correction to be made in either of these two chapters, paired chapters. In fact, we had them reprinted years later without even changing a comma, because I couldn't, there's been but the reaction is quite interesting. Huge anger and protest about Cambodia, silence about East Timor. That again supports the basic principle, basic model we're talking about, the remarkable subservience of not only the media, but also the general intellectual community, their subservience to state power. It's not Russia, but it's not all that different. This shows it very clearly. Talk about the details if you like, but as I say, I don't see anything to say about them. To the extent that we took any position on Cambodia, if you look, practically none, it was simply to suggest that US intelligence is probably the best source, which all analysts agreed was correct. So we reported US intelligence, which was not reported in the media because it wasn't inflated enough. What US intelligence said was, we don't know a lot, but it looks as though it's not genocide, it's just rapid, sudden change, which is causing immense disruption. And in fact, a lot of it was caused by the virtual destruction of Cambodia in the years before the Khmer Rouge by US bombing, which was taken under the principle announced by Henry Kissinger, the directive that he gave to the US Air Force was massive air war against Cambodia. Anything that flies against anything that moves. I don't think there's a call for genocide like that in the archival record. Nobody cared. A huge destruction. Basically created the Khmer Rouge. They were a small guerrilla group before this started, but the massive bombing of the rural Cambodia created an angry, vast, peasant-based resistance movement, which took revenge in later years. That part's not talked about either. So it all fits the same pattern. I think it's a very dramatic case of the subservience of the educated sectors to state propaganda. Dramatic right up to the present, as is the fact, I'm not criticizing you, but the fact that you ask about Cambodia, but you don't ask about East Timor. How could you? It's been suppressed. We suppress our own crimes. We talk about enemy crimes.